Hello guys, welcome. This is day 5. We actually made it to 1 week. I'm more surprised for myself than for you, obviously, but this is day 5 of daily Stoic wisdom for builders. Stick around because the next week, some of the wisdom days are amazing. They will hit you hard. Everybody has different things in mind. So some days hit you harder than the others. Some thoughts hit harder than others. And everybody needs to choose their thing. But I can definitely tell you that things which are coming up for week 2, at least 2 out of 5 hit me really hard because they were talking about things which I was obviously doing wrong. I knew I'm doing wrong, yet I didn't have the right frame to actually put any effort into changing them. And the right frame is everything. And today, our day 5 of Daily Stoic Wisdom for Builders, we are going to talk about the end game. We all think that we know our own end game, but oftentimes it's not really true. Speaking for myself, anytime I start anything, I will believe I'm pretty sure and clear what the end game is for the thing. And then, if you go into a bit of a deeper discussion and you think about different aspects of whatever project or building, suddenly you realize you're not really clear about your end game. And that's what Stoics would basically call out. Let me read what Seneca wrote. Let all your efforts be directed to something. Let it keep the end in the view. It's not activity that disturbs people, but false conceptions of things that drive them mad. It's in his On Tranquility of Mind. What he is basically saying is that directionless activity is one crazy, silly endeavor. And that's pretty much true, right? So I wouldn't expect you to start coding without having any idea what product or features you are building. But it's not the only thing you are supposed to think about. It's not just the technical part of things. It applies to your team, to your business. It applies to your distribution strategy, obviously. I rant about it all the time. And as a proxy, it also implies that you should know your end game for the culture and values you are trying to build with. And that's the thing which is missing almost everywhere. Let's be honest. People would have fancy visions, but they would have zero values they stand by. And that's, I think, recipe for failure pretty much, because one thing is that you know where you want to end up. The other thing is you need to know what your end game is for the compromise and the shortcuts you're willing to take. And, many people would tell you don't take shortcuts. I think that's bullshit. If you can take a shortcut to any of your outcomes, you should definitely take it. Question is it the shortcut you are happy with and you would be okay to tell your friends about, or is it a shortcut that you don't want to talk about and you hope nobody will find out? I think that's the point. Having an end in mind when you start doesn't guarantee you will reach it. However, it provides direction for everything. It even gives direction to your potential luck. And, increasing luck surface, I am a big believer in that. So I am all for it. We've talked about it in Build Better. When you know where you are going, it helps you say yes and no to things. I know there are a lot of elaborate theories that explain how you should describe, visualize, imagine the end in mind to allow the universe or God or whatever magical creature you subscribe to help you get it. But I think doesn't have to be sophisticated. Do it the way that helps you easily remind yourself and see and feel the end you want, whether it's in your mind, on paper, or on the screen. It can be one sentence, it can be a paragraph, it can be a picture, it can be the whole vision board, it can be a video, whatever works for you. It should be just something which creates or brings up some emotions and something you can review regularly. Your weekly planning gets so much easier when you know that this month, for example, your end goal is to talk to 100 potential users of your product. Or they might be the first users. They might be users who request a specific feature. Now, you cannot really influence who will say yes to your request to talk to them, but you can definitely influence how many people you approach. You cannot really influence what they will tell you and what the outcome of the discussion is going to be, but you can prepare the interview structure in a way that you get most out of it. Most for yourself, most for your team, and most for the people you talk to. You can't force people to like your product or idea, but you can definitely prepare a clearer vision and reasons why you are building it, how it came to be, why is it important to you, and you can share it with them. When you tell them in a way that they can understand, you've done your part, and now they can decide. When Stoics talk about the end, they usually refer to a cause or purpose in life. And it transcends into every activity. And it's also, good for building anything, a team, community. You can build city or empire or your next mini app. So just think about it a little. What is your end for different areas of the work you are doing today, this week, next week, maybe this month? If you give yourself 5 minutes to think about what's your end game for the team, for the culture, and the values you want for yourself and people you work with, I think you'll be surprised how cool results you may get. And that's about it. Tell me what you are building and what's your end game for this, and I'll see you next week. During the weekend, I'll do the summary of the 5 days because that was definitely helpful for me. And so I'm going to share it with you. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.